So today we are going to learn about assembling of circuit. Okay, dry circuit assembly. So this is the oxygenator stand that we are going to use, and we are going to use the Soaring Inspire 6 oxygenator. So let me tell you that this is the dummy circuit assembly. Okay, so first off, we start by putting the oxygenator stand. So the general consideration is you have to put the oxygenator 30 centimeter below the level of the patient. So now putting the oxygenator stand. Okay, as you can see, this arm is aligned like this. Okay, so just try to keep it in this position. Then you have to make sure this is loose, and then you have to adjust the oxygenator stand as per the height. Now we will see whether if the height is adequate. Then you have to tighten the stand. Now you have to make sure that this stand has a lock and unlock button. So just you have to put it on unlock if it's locked. You can see the symbols over here. Okay. Then you have to take the oxygenator which is connected, and then you have to put it. While putting it, make sure that the levels are facing the perfusionist and not the surgeon, and the water lines on the right side of the perfusionist. Okay, you can see there's a ridge here. Okay, this cuff is just made for holding the oxygenator in place. Then you put the oxygenator in place and lock it. Then we'll go to the next step, that is the pump boot. Take the pump boot, okay, and then you have to feed it into the main roller pump. Now you can see, while feeding the tube, if you focus here, see what I'm doing is I'm keeping some length outside the tube. Okay, so I'm going to, these are the pump boot inserts of green size, which are of half size, green colored, and I'm going to put this in. Okay, and then we are going to take some extra tubing length so that we can clamp here afterwards for checking the occlusion. Now we are going to put the pump tubing. It's called as the pump boot. Okay, now you put it in and rotate it in anti-clockwise direction. Then you take this other insert the tubing inside it, and then lock it. Then turn off the cap. Then this port, which is the left side, as you know that the pump revolves in anti-clockwise direction, so the blood will come from here and it will go from the pump boot to the oxygenator from this tubing. So the blood will come from here. So this tubing will get connected to the venous reservoir outlet, and this tubing will get connected to the oxygenator inlet, which you can see over here. So I have connected the tubings. So venous reservoir outlet, pump boot, inlet, roller outlet, and to the inlet of the oxygenator. Then we are going to do this circuit with arterial filter. Okay, so for that, first you need to take the arterial filter in hand and make sure you have the arterial filter loop or arterial filter bypass line. You can see here, this is the arterial filter bypass line. As you can see, this end with the zip tie, this 3/8 tubing, this will come from the oxygenator outlet. Okay, so this will come from the oxygenator outlet. Oxygenated blood will come here, and this will be the arterial filter inlet. So now what we are going to do, we are going to assemble the filter. Make sure you are doing this in a sterile way inside the tray itself. Now this you can see oxygenator outlet and arterial filter inlet. You can see blood in, blood out, and this is the purge. Blood in, blood out, and this is the purge. So this will be the inlet of the arterial filter. Now you have to make sure you connect the inlet to the inlet port. Then the outlet to the outlet port. Okay, then outlet port, and this here will be the arterial line. Okay, this will be the bypass line of the arterial filter. Now to make sure you connect the arterial line here itself to the filter outlet. Now we are connecting the arterial line to the filter outlet. Okay. So now I am going to take the loop. See, this is the AV loop which will be connected to the patient. Okay. Now while connecting the arterial filter, make sure the filter stand is unlocked. Okay, and there's a ridge for this filter which gets inserted into the filter stand. Now hold the filter into the ridge and push it in, and it will get locked. Okay, then make sure that these tubings are not entangled. Okay, now we have to connect the oxygenator outlet to the filter inlet. So this is the oxygenator outlet. The 3A tubing which you are seeing is the oxygenator outlet. So we'll just keep this here. Okay, and then we'll connect this tubing to the oxygenator outlet over here. You can see this is the oxygenator outlet. The outlet has multiple ports, so that it will be easy for you to recognize that this will be the outlet, because it has multiple ports. One is for temperature monitoring, one is for sampling. So there are various ports for the outlet. So connect it here. So oxygenator outlet to filter inlet, and then bypass line filter outlet, and this will go to the patient. Now this tubing right here is the venous reservoir inlet. Now we will turn it towards the patient and we'll connect the tubing here to the venous reservoir inlet. Okay. Now this is the AV loop which will be given to the operating side, and upstairs they'll remove it and divide the lines. Okay. Then you can see, we'll just keep it here, and you can see the filter has a 1/4 line. So for that we have prepared one modification. We are connecting a 1/4 Y connector here, and then this 1/4 Y connector, one end will go, you can see we have put a clamp over here. One end will go to the reservoir and the other end will go for cardioplegia. So now we'll connect one end to the 1/4 connector of the reservoir. So this is the port for cardiotomy suctions. Okay, so this end will go for the plegia. Then every oxygenator has an internal recirculation line, or the oxygenator purge line. Can you please pass me the purge line? Okay, so you can see here, this is the oxygenator internal recirculation line or oxygenator purge line, and this is called as the one-way valve. Okay, so this one-way valve, you have to make sure it is in correct position, and you have to connect this end to the oxygenator, one-way valve, and the air will travel from here back into the reservoir. So make sure this is connected to the oxygenator purge port. You can see here upside, here is the oxygenator purge port. Okay, we connect it here, and then you connect this purge back to the reservoir. Okay. So we have connected this. So this is the clamp. Clamp is always in upright position. Okay. So another thing, to make sure that we have a sampling manifold from where you can take samples. So the sampling manifold is connected to the oxygenator outlet or anywhere after the oxygenator. So they have provided a special port for sampling, which is here downside, as I said earlier, multiple ports. So we have connected here this sampling manifold. The arterial blood will come from here, it will go into the manifold, and from the manifold, from this end, this will be the line which will be connected to the venous reservoir, inlet of the venous reservoir. Now we have connected this manifold. Okay. Other thing you can do is you can just open this and block this open port over here with a blocker and put this sampling manifold up on the purge of the arterial filter. This will help you save a purge line. So there will be no need to connect another purge line for the arterial filter. So in this way a dry circuit will be assembled. Another thing, you have to make sure that they have provided this port lever lock, okay, where you can connect a isolator. So we'll just connect our isolator over here, and then let me make sure that the whole circuit is completed. And another thing, there will be a gas line. You can see a gas inlet port. This will be the gas inlet port where the gas line will be connected, and this will be the gas exhaust from where the sweet gas will pass out. Okay, they have given another port right here for cardioplasia, through which you can take cardioplasia if you are not using this Y connection. Okay.